If it's your time to make your business real and you are ready to grow, stay tuned. In today's video, I'm going to share my 3-part framework that all starts with M for growing in a business and a brand that blooms. Hi, my name is Andrea Reindl. If you're new here, welcome. If you're tuning in again and have been watching us for a while, welcome back. On this channel, every week, we share a video that is the how-tos behind the scenes for visionaries, creatives, and people who work in the world of building and selling ideas. If that sounds like something you'd like, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified next time we go live. All right, let's jump in. Recently, I watched the Netflix special with Michelle Obama and Oprah. It's all based on Michelle's book, The Light We Carry, that came out in 2022. If you haven't read her books, I highly recommend them because she's a brilliant writer and her message is so powerful. What was cool is when she wrapped the Netflix special, she said something like, think about the light that you carry and lead with that light. Light illuminates light, hope illuminates hope. Cool, right? She's so elegant. Well, if you're that kind of business leader, or you work in a company like that and you curate experiences for other people based on the light that you carry, this 3-part framework is for you. It's going to help you clarify and illuminate your light and hope so that you can grow your business and help more people with clarity. It will also help make it easier for you to communicate your vision and clarify the action steps needed to grow a successful business. Let's dive right in. All right, so the first M you want to focus on is your message. What is the story you're going to tell? What do you want to be known for? How can you be more fully expressed that is all of you? This is the cornerstone of any good brand, and in my opinion, probably the top thing you should get clear on first. What is your message and your big idea? What are you willing to stand on rooftops and shout about? And how do you brand that in a way that resonates with your audience? I have a belief that everybody has a voice and a purpose, and finding your voice is a worthwhile quest no matter who you are. Now, how do you find that voice and that message and get really clear on it? Well, this is the essence of branding in my opinion, and here are a few things you'll want to think about and some great examples of how to do this. So, your big idea should be universally understood by all of your ideal customers. Not everyone has to get it, just the right people have to get it. If you think about you as a brand, you're probably not for everyone because nobody is for everyone, and successful businesses can be built with a small niche audience. Keep that in mind when you're working on your message and you're getting clarity about it. Always strive for clear over clever. People tend to try to want to be clever and super smart, and you know what? You don't need to be. Just stick to clear. In every interaction when you're working on your message for your brand, think about how can I make this more clear for my right audience. Remember, you are not for everyone. So for my example in this one, I dug into my bookshelves to see which books have I read recently or frequently that do this really well, so I can give you an example. A classic example of a very clear message is Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It is a clear and classic example that is masterfully branded, and all they do is tell you exactly what's in it for you. If you read this book, you're gonna find out how to make friends and influence people, which is basically how to be likable and get your point across. Now, here's the cool thing about that book. It was published in 1936, and by that time, Dale had already been running successful business leadership courses for more than 20 years. He knew his message, he knew his big idea because he tested it for years with live audience. Of course, he didn't have the internet back then, but he was testing it over and over and over again to make sure that his message worked with people. I would suspect for the 20 years that he was running leadership workshops, he was testing his message and forever improving what could make it more clear and understandable. Another fun and cool thing about that book is if you pick it up, read the titles of the chapters. Every single one of them is a great headline. It's a great book for showing you how to have a big idea and underneath it nest a whole bunch of associated ideas that really make sense for the reader. All of these years later, today, the Dale Carnegie organization runs events all over the world, and many of them go back to the ways of how to win friends and influence people. That book is still the cornerstone of an entirely huge organization that runs workshops today. And what you can learn from this example is that success takes time, and slowing down to get very clear on your message is worth it. The next M you want to be thinking about if you want to grow your business is your method. According to dictionary.com, a method is defined as a particular form or procedure for accomplishing or approaching something. So essentially, if you're in the business of building ideas, you want to think about your method as the way that you get the result that you get. Here's why a branded method matters so much to your business when you're in the transformational world. First, it'll help you stand out from your competition, and it'll be your own mojo or the way that you get your result. It's an awesome thing to brand and be thinking about. When you know the transformation you deliver and you can start to guide and coach your clients in a repeatable way, this means that that way becomes your method. And when you have a method, it's repeatable. Here's what's fun about it. Your method might include fractions of other methods like Myers-Briggs or Human Design or Kolbe methodology or one of those kinds of things. And maybe you're certified in something particular like that as a methodology, but you still have your own way of getting the result. And you want to be thinking about your unique way of pulling your whole body of work into your method that's your thing. It becomes your intellectual property, and your intellectual property has value. Think of it this way. A line from A Star Is Born is one of my favorite lines that I use all the time as an example. And it says, basically, music is essentially 12 notes between any octave. 12 notes, and the octave repeats. It's the same story told over and over. And all that the artist can offer the world is how they see those 12 notes. That's how I see methods. How you see the world matters, and those 12 notes are your method. There's not really a lot of new things that are created. Essentially, just like music, there's 12 notes, and people make new songs all the time. So you want to take all that you know and turn it into your unique method. Being clear about this sets you apart with your own music or your own song or your own IP, and it works to create a method for your business. Here are some things you want to think about with your method. Make it understandable and keep it simple. You don't have to get clever. Again, just keep it simple. Just like the best songs are simple, so are the best methods. Okay, the number 3 M you want to be thinking about in your business is your model. And by model, I mean business model. And here's what I mean when I say business model. A business model describes how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value in economic, social, cultural, or other contexts. That comes straight from Google. So essentially what I mean is, what are you going to sell and what are you going to deliver? That's really what, when I say business model, what I'm thinking about. Now, I see business models as part of designing a memorable brand experience, and something that is uniquely yours. This M is your model, and it's what sets your business up to flourish and be profitable and make money. If you work in the digital world and you have a book or you have a course or anything like that, there are so many options for how a course and leadership-based business can make money and have a model that works for them. One of the things I like to point out when working with clients is that you need the right model for the right time in your business. So just because something works for somebody else doesn't mean it's the right solution for you. And just because something worked last year doesn't mean that it has to be the only thing that will work next year. What's important about your business model is that you're thinking strategically with who are you, what does your business need to do to make money, and how can you design a customer experience that really works and serves everybody. Okay, here's a couple business models for examples you might want to consider. You can do training and workshops like the Dale Carnegie organization does, and that's how he started, and it's what they're still doing. Or you could do a certification model, which is pretty popular, where you teach others to use your method and to work with clients using the way that you teach. It helps broaden your reach. It's kind of a cool model. Another one is maybe coaching and leading through a mastermind where you work only in groups with people. This is a very popular model, and it works really well for some people. There's also just one-to-one client work where you guide and you work with your clients one-on-one like a therapist or a coach. All right, the options with business models are pretty endless here. These are just a few of them. The trick is to define your business model and to make sure that it fits together smoothly. Just like a great Lego set that goes together smoothly because you have a picture on a box and all the instructions and all the pieces, you want your brand to be that clear. You want to avoid a Franken model that's sort of like disjointed pieces and disjointed experiences. They're super clunky and hard to run, and you're not going to want to run that business for very long. If you need help with any one of these 3 M's and getting clear about it, go check out legacycreative.com. This is what we do. We will give you a hand. Now, let's recap what are the 3. The first one you need is a message. The second one you need is a method. And the third M that you need is a model. When you have those 3 beautifully put together, you will build a ready for growth, amazing brand that helps your clients get the transformation that you know how to deliver. I hope you found this helpful. If you know someone struggling with their message, their method, or their model, send them this video. Maybe it'll help them too. Until next time, my name is Andrea. Make it a great day.